on the current generation of what we have to offer as an industry in terms of the phone ecosystem, PC, embedded, servers, cloud experiences, and more. Devices working together, the bridge, both on the server side and the browser side, and then my colleague Ryan Dorian is going to come out at the end and show how these immersive experiences start to cut across all of the areas. So with that, let's get recycled materials or other types of materials being used to help make our industry more green. That's a great and important starting point. So that's a small piece. Another thing, for example, is on the display side of technology. Now, there's a company, Corning, that's done something called Gorilla Glass, providing us with much, much tougher surfaces that we can use as the front end for PCs and phones. And so going from a hard drive a couple of years ago to a smaller hard drive today and a little bit in the future, to here's 128 gig SSD. So you can see how memory has moved forward, and it's helping us make smaller, lighter, more powerful PCs. We say the same thing with chips. Here's a graphics card and a processor from a few years ago, and here's a Llano chip from AMD that has sort of taken all of this capability and put it onto a single die. And we see these advancements. We see AMD here. Intel has a phenomenal set of advances in their core line as well. We see the same thing in the ARM ecosystem with the partners that are working there. So these advances in the internals of the PC, as well as the externals of the PC, are a starting point for us to build on. Before we ever get to a finished device like this, we rely on the innovation that the industry brings forward. And so we're very thankful for that innovation. We're very sort of proud of how this again, ecosystem works together to start at the component level and work our way out. And so that's sort of an important part of where we start. Now, another piece of the puzzle is how we interact.
Thanks from Microsoft. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to Kia Yugo, powered by Microsoft. Yugo is a fully integrated communication and entertainment system powered by Microsoft technology. As a driver, you'll interact with the system using a 4.3-inch touchscreen, or by steering wheel control and using your voice. Your voice can control the phone, a media player, or the radio installed in the car. Okay, let me show you how it works.
Please say a command.
FM 98.5.
Radio 98.5 FM.
FM preset number 2.
Radio FM preset 2. 104.3 now FM.
My music.
My music.
Or I can also ask for a specific track off my media thumb drive. Play dashboard.
Play USB. Track dashboard.
So you can see I don't need to ask for a specific device before I issue the command for the music. Let me try to make a phone call.
Please say a command.
Call Chris Elliott on mobile.
Calling Chris Elliott on mobile.
And then again, I can control the call using the steering wheel button. Yugo, powered by Microsoft, will be available in the 2011 Kia Sorento in the second half of 2010.
So that's a fairly standard scenario today. A large coffee table type device. It had cameras underneath that were used to detect the surface. So if you put your fingers on there, it would see them. As you can see my fingers here. If you were to put a card on it or something else, it would read them. So for example, if I put this document up here, it can read it. The difference here now is that each pixel in this screen is actually a camera, something called pixel sense technology. So work that we've done along with Samsung has allowed this, what was about a 3-foot high table with cameras, to become a couple of inches thick now, or thin, surface that is a built-in camera. And so when you think about touch capabilities going forward, it's not just about touching. Well, I've lost my character. There we go. So I'm going to press on this. One of the things about handwriting recognition is, writing is a natural interface. And in fact, we're going to do a scenario a little later around a student using handwriting, because it makes a lot of sense. There are many places where, taking advantage of being able to use the pen makes a lot of sense. I can do character recognition. Here I'm going to I didn't do a very good job there. Let me try this again. And you can see I'm starting to write. And so you can see on my Chinese, there we go. That's the one I was after. So I'm not sure exactly what I wrote, but I'm working on my character recognition. If it says anything bad, I'll apologize. I know that one is Chinese, but some of the others I'm not so sure on. In languages where you have many, many hundreds or thousands of characters, obviously taking advantage of the pen makes a lot more sense because a keyboard for that character set would be rather cumbersome, to say the least. And so here's a good example of another interface type that can be used with a device that makes a lot of sense in certain scenarios. I'm going to go ahead and clear a tablet mode, and I used that earlier for the handwriting recognition. In addition, there's a set of industrial-specific type of devices that has been in the market for many years. This is a type of device similar to the one I showed earlier that's full windows. It's used in a retail point-of-sale system. It has a scanner on it, a handle, a pen. I can walk around with chips, so it's extremely powerful. There's been a lot of work done on sort of power management, so you can put this to sleep and it'll stay powered for over 10 days. And so here is sort of a no-compromise solution. I can get all the functionality of a very, very rich PC in an extremely light, portable form factor. It allows me to do all the things I would want. Here I have another one. This is the Samsung 9 series. Again, super thin and light. Another core design from Intel. This is duraluminum. This is aluminum. This has a backlit keyboard for the machine. Obviously, this is a very high-end system. You've seen us demo. I can blow this guy away if I want to. And one of the nice things that's happening with the technology, sort of between DirectX and the hardware, is you'll notice he's three-dimensional. As he sort of gets blown away, for lack of a better term, you can see all the way down to the skeleton, and he'll start to regenerate. So not only can we create very rich graphics, you can create very rich 3D graphics now, and in this case taking advantage of the NVIDIA technology, but many of our partners out there are building, again, that graphics processing capability. Honestly, we can show these demos, but I just wanted to show the coolness of this hardware. Right? This is the sort of power and passion of our industry and the innovation. DJ app. There's a company called Emulator that's built a very touch-friendly UI on top of that and this projector system. So the DJ can now sit up here, as you saw earlier, she does a much better job than I do, and run the DJ system, play the music, and have a cool experience for the people in the audience to see and participate in. You can see through. And so a pretty cool example of how, again, passionate people in our industry and ecosystem can build a business thinking of a very creative idea and then taking advantage of the power of the hardware. So with that, I think we did a pretty good tour of all the PCs here. I got to figure out where I left my mic. I want to thank our partners who always share with us and lend us a phenomenal amount of hardware for the show.
The whole lunch I could try to